Alright, family, this is Quactus Update, Quactus Sports Channel, bringing you Quactus Update about the Champions League match that will, kick off this evening, 8 p.m. And then the match is between Barcelona and then Borussia Dortmund. It is going to be played. The match will go on. Barcelona is playing home. This is the possible lineup we are getting from the camp of Barcelona. Of course, the goalkeeper Szczesny will be in the goal post. The back four of Jos Koundé, Kubasi, Martinez is fit, and I'm sure the coach will start him ahead of Araujo because, of course, Araujo is not in his form again. And then the left back Alejandro Baldi, and then the midfield two of Pedri and then Frankie de Jong to control the game. Then the attacking four, Yamal playing from the right, Rafinha on the left, and then Gavi as a number 10. Of course, the coach is also considering Lopez. Dani Olmo is injured and then he cannot play in this game. He's out. The coach is considering Lopez, but I'm sure Gavi will start ahead of him. And then the one leading the attacking, that is Robert Lewandowski himself. That is from the camp of Barcelona. And then these players, they are not available for Barcelona. That is Marc ter Stegen. He is back in training but not fully fit to start in this game or to play in this game. Dani Olmo, as I mentioned, is injured. Marc Bernal and then Casado. These players are all not available for Barcelona. They are injured. And then Barca has already won against Dortmund in the Champions League, the league phase that they played. Barca went to Signal Iduna and then scored them 4-3. So I'm expecting that Barca will be extremely careful this time, because 4-3, winning the game by conceding 3 goals is something else. So I'm expecting that Barcelona will be extremely careful. On the other hand of Dortmund, this might be their probable lineup. Their goalkeeper Kobel in goal post, Ryerson, and then Benzibani, and then Emre Can will probably play in the center back row or from the right back because Schlotterbeck is injured. Schlotterbeck, I like the way he defends. He's injured, so he will not play in this game. So Emre Can is likely to replace him at the central defense. And then Anton playing from the right back, and then the midfield two of Emeka and then Chukwuemeka, the Chelsea boy. And then I'm expecting the front three to be Beer, Brandt, Gurasi, and then the Nigerian boy Karim Adeyemi. I'm expecting this lineup. This is what we are expecting for the coach. Of course, there might be some changes in the midfield, and we are looking forward to that. On the camp of Dortmund, these players are not available. Of course, I've made mention of Schlotterbeck. He is injured. Campbell is also injured. Pascal Gross, I think his is yellow cards, accumulation of yellow cards, so he is not playing. Yes, accumulation of yellow cards, so he is not playing. And then Sabitzer is injured. Unfortunately, Sabitzer is injured. He has been a main player for them in the defense or in the midfield. Sorry, he is injured. He is also not playing. So that is the probable lineup Dortmund will use against Barcelona in the game tonight. Now, one thing is, these two teams have played in their last 5 games. That is since 1998, they've played 5 games against Barcelona, and then that is at home. They've played 2 games against Barcelona. That is at home, and they've not won any of these two. That is home games for Dortmund themselves. That is since 1998. But then in the last 5 games, Barcelona has managed to win 3 of these games and then 2 draws. It's not bad for Barcelona. But then there is something Dortmund is doing this season in the Champions League particularly. Any away game that Dortmund they have played or they played, they score at least 1 goal. So I'm thinking Barcelona should be careful, because Dortmund, any away game they've played in the Champions League this season, they've scored at least 1 goal. So Barcelona should be careful. Of course, Barcelona will control the game with PSG and then De Jong dictating the pace and then the direction of the game. And Barcelona, we are expecting them to, of course, go with their 2-3-5 attacking formation. 2-3-5 attacking formation. So Barcelona going in all attacking, they must also be careful, because Dortmund's darling boy Adeyemi, he is a speedster. When he get the ball into space, he can harm Barcelona. And me particularly, my prediction, I see that Barcelona has the upper hand, and then Barcelona is likely to score more than 1 goal against Dortmund in this game. So Barcelona over 1.5 for the investors. 4 time. If I am to pick a side, Barcelona to win. Paris Saint-Germain playing against Aston Villa. Paris Saint-Germain is playing home, so their home stadium, that is Parc des Princes, they are playing against Aston Villa. So fast forward, let's get into it. These are the probable lineups we are getting from these 2 clubs, and changes, of course, can be done. And the goal post, of course, for Paris will be the Donnarumma himself, back 4 of Achraf Hakimi, Berardo will start this game because Marquinhos is not playing. He has accumulated yellow cards, so he is not playing in this game. And then the small boy William Pacho, and then Nuno Mendes playing in a back 4, and then the midfield 3 of Neves, Vitinha, and then Fabian Ruiz. Midfield 3, and then the front 3, of course, the star man Dembele with Kivicha Kvaratskhelia, and then the coach is contemplating whether to start Doué ahead of Bakola, but I'm sure he will play Bakola. I'm sure the coach is contemplating on the 2. Okay, now PSG, they've been fantastic this season, and then they are doing absolutely well in the Champions League also. They have only 1 player who is yellow card away from suspension. That is Fabian Ruiz. When he gets another yellow card in tonight's match, meaning he's not playing in the return leg. Of course, the players not available for PSG, that is Marquinhos. He's the only player who is not available, I think, for PSG. And then on the camp of Aston Villa, let's look at what we got from their, training grounds. In the goalpost will be, Emiliano Martinez, and then their left back Luka Digne with Mings and then Kwanzaa. The coach, of course, he has options. He can either play Pau Torre also there at the defense, but I think Mings and Kwanzaa will start. And then the left back, he is contemplating whether to start Cash, who is a natural right back, or to start the Chelsea boy Azel Disasi. And then when the lineup comes, we will see. But I'm sure he will start Disasi for defensive, awareness. He will start Disasi ahead of Cash. And then the midfield, we can have Telemans and then McGinn, or Telemans and then Kamara. The coach is contemplating on the 2 which one to start. And then the forward, we can have Marcus Rashford, Asensio, Rogers, and then Watkins all playing. Or the coach can drop one of them and then bring McGinn up forward and replace him at the midfield with Kamara. So the coach is still, not clear about his lineup. I mean, the players to start. So we are looking into it now. It is it is very funny that between these two clubs, that is PSG and then Aston Villa, they've never played any game, any European game, any competitive game. They've never played any game. That is the first game they are playing against themselves as a competitive European game. So there is no history between these two clubs. Of course, sometimes we do bring in history. And then at the camp of Aston Villa, these players are yellow card away from suspension. That is Luka Dean, Azil Disasi, Kamara, and then Rashford. When they get another yellow card tonight, they are not playing in the return leg. And then Marlin is not available for Aston Villa for this game. He's not available. He's inactive. That is what the coach is saying, or the medical team is saying about him. Fast forward, looking at this match, PSG, of course, they will start in their normal 2-3 build up with 5 attackers, and then it's going to be hot. They will put much pressure on Aston Villa, and then Aston Villa will, I think Unai Emery will be defensively aware to contain the pressure. So I'm expecting PSG to attack much, and then Aston Villa to defend more. And of course, this game, in my opinion, Paris Saint-Germain will score more than one goal in this game, and then they will win. So for the investors, Paris Saint-Germain straight win. They will win. This is the first time I'm saying a team will win, But this is football. You cannot just rule Aston Villa out like that. They might pull surprises. You get? Okay, so that is that. This is Quactus update from Quactus Sports Channel. This is Quactus Sports Channel bringing you Quactus update. Do want to subscribe, leave your comment in the comment section, and then share the link to a football lover to also have access to the predictions. Thank you.
The Quactus Sports Channel.